Hi everyone, welcome to TechPrain YouTube channel. We are diving into a complete walkthrough on how to migrate from PostgreSQL to MongoDB using the powerful Relational Migrator tool, whether you are a database administrator, developer. So what exactly is the Relational Migrator? It is an innovative tool designed to visually map your relational schemas into MongoDB's flexible document model. By simplifying the transformation process, making it ideal for agile development and horizontal scaling with built-in sharding. Let us install MongoDB Relational Migrator from the official MongoDB website. Once downloaded, run the installer, and after installation, make sure you launch the Relational Migrator application. I already have it downloaded on my machine. Once downloaded, run the installer and launch the Relational Migrator application and get ready to map your schema. Let's populate PostgreSQL with some sample data. First, access the PostgreSQL using the following command. Then next, let us create a database called bookstores with your preferred name. You can see we've successfully created a database named Bookstore. Now let us connect to the newly created database by using the following command. You can see, as shown on the screen, we are now connected to database bookstores as used to create tables for our demo. We've successfully created the authors table. Now let us create the books table. We've successfully created the books table. Now let us create other tables. You can see we successfully created all the tables. After setting up the tables, insert some sample data. To verify that the data has been inserted correctly, run the SQL query as shown on the screen in our PostgreSQL client. This query retrieves all records from the reviews table. Once you see the data in your client, you know the sample data is in place and ready for migration. Our PostgreSQL sample data in place, it's time to import our schema into the Relational Migrator. Simply point the tool to your PostgreSQL instance and let it automatically generate a visual mapping of your relational schema. This mapping gives you a clear picture of how your tables will translate into MongoDB's document structure. Before we proceed, let us quickly understand what ERD is. An entity relational diagram is a way to visually represent relationships between different data entities in a database. It helps developers design efficient databases and understand how data flows. Now let us break down the entities in our diagram. We have three main tables. The first table, which is the author table. This table stores details about book authors, including the primary key, the author's name, short biography, and also we have the books table. This holds book detail, including primary key, book's title, year it was published, and the category of the book. And also we have the review table. This stores books reviews containing primary key, foreign key linking to books, person reviewing the book, for example, out reviewing scores, and also reviewer's thoughts, which is the comment. Lastly, we have the book authors, which has the book ID and the author ID. Now let us analyze how these entities relate to each other. Authors and books. An author can write multiple books, and a book can have multiple authors. This many-to-many relationship is handled by the book authors table, which contains book ID and author ID, which contain foreign key referencing to books and also foreign key referencing to author. And we also have the books and review. A book can have multiple reviews, but each review belongs to a single book. This one-to-many relationship is represented by book ID in the reviews table, linking each reviews to a specific book. Why is this ERD important? Well, if you are building an online bookstore, a library system, or even a book review platform like Goodreads, this module helps structure your data efficiently. It ensures that books can have multiple authors and readers can leave review without redundancy.
Next, let us set up a new project in the Relational Migrator. First, ensure that the Relational Migrator is installed and running. Usually, you can access it in the following highlighted port. Once you are in, click on the New Project option. Once you are in, click on the New Project button. Once you are in, click on the New Project. You have three options. The first option is connect to a live database. Choose this if your source database is running on the cloud, in Docker, or on your local machine. And also, you have the load a schema from a file option. This option is for when you only have the database schema in a .sql file and no live connection. And lastly, you have the user sample schema. This is ideal for experimenting with a test schema without data. For our demonstration today, we are going to connect to our live PostgreSQL database by clicking the Connect Database. Now, let us import PostgreSQL schema by following these steps. Click on the Add a New Connection button. Click on the Add a New Connection option. Select the Add a New Connection option. Then from the drop down, from the database type drop down, select the PostgreSQL. Now enter your PostgreSQL connection details. Here we're going to set the host name to localhost. Then we're going to set the port to 5432, which is the PostgreSQL default port. Then you can leave the database blank to connect to default database, but here we're going to connect to our bookstores. Fill in the host name, which is the local host, and our default PostgreSQL port, which is 5432. Then we fill in the exact database name, which is bookstores, and also we fill in our PostgreSQL username, and also the password. And you can see when we click on the test connection, it should respond with a success message which said PostgreSQL database connection successful. Now let's click on the connect to proceed. On the screen, once these details are entered, the Relational Migrator will import the schema. Make sure to check all the relevant tables. In our case, we've imported the bookstore database. We have the authors table, we have the book authors, we have the books, we have the review. Now let us click on next button. After importing your schema, it's time to define the initial MongoDB schema. The Relational Migrator offers three options for our project. we will choose the recommended MongoDB schema option. This gives you a solid starting point that you can adjust later. Next. Now click Next. Organize your project by giving it a descriptive name. Your project file will be stored in the Migrator project directory folder. Here, we leave the name as bookstores. Now click on the Done button. Your project file will be stored in the Migrator project directory folder. At the bottom left, toggle between different views just like I did. Make sure you are looking at the MongoDB MDB view most of the time. Now, let us map our collections. Select the book collection. Uncheck the ID feed for the books collection and click Save and Close to apply this modification. We just have our unique generated object ID and title, publish year, January, book authors details, which is the name and the bio. Do the same for the reviews collection. Uncheck the ID field, then save your changes. Now, in the reviews collection, we have just the book ID. We have just the unique generated MongoDB object ID, the book ID, the reviewer name, rating, comment, and review date. These steps help ensure that unnecessary fields are not mapped to your MongoDB model, streamlining the migration process. With your schema mapped, navigate to the Code Generation tab at the top of the interface. Under Language, select your preferred language. Let us choose JavaScript and set the template to Node. Click on a collection to view the generated CRUD helpers, as you can see on the screen. For sample data structure, switch language to JSON. Select the sample document under the template drop-down. You can also access JSON schema validators by selecting JSON schema MongoDB. These tools help enforce schema compliance and can be downloaded for use in your applications. Next, we'll run a snapshot migration job. Switch to Data Migration tab and click Create Migration Job. The details should be pre-populated from your project setup. Input your PostgreSQL password. Test connection. You can see PostgreSQL database connection successful. Then click on the Connect button. You can add a new MongoDB connection string here. I saved a connection, so I'm going to select from my saved collection. So let's test. See, MongoDB connection successful. We set the database name to bookstores. We set our MongoDB URI connection username and the password. After inputting your MongoDB connection details, this includes the URI, database name, username, and password for your MongoDB cluster. Now, click on the connection button. Click on the connect button. For example, check the drop destination collections before migration option if you want a clean import. Review the migration summary to confirm all details, then leave the mode as snapshot. Review the migration summary to confirm all details. Then click Start to run the job. Monitor the job's progress in the interface until the migration completes successfully. You can see these have been completed successfully. Once the snapshot migration job is complete, verify that your data has been successfully migrated. MongoDB Compass or even MongoDB Atlas. Now let us browse our collections. You can see our database. We have the bookstores and we have the books collection. You can see the book unique generated ID, the book title, the genre, the published year, and the book author's details, the book reviews, which is the rating number, the comment, the book ID, the reviewer name, and the review date. Awesome. Here are some best practices to ensure an effective migration. Analyze your existing PostgreSQL schema and data relationships and decide between embedding versus referencing for complex relationships. Run test migrations on sample data and verify data types and nested structures post-migration. Follow MongoDB schema best practices to avoid anti-patterns. Use the visual mapping provided by the Relational Migrator to guide your schema redesign. Plan for horizontal scaling and sharding, and consider using MongoDB Atlas for a managed scalable solution. In conclusion, migrating from PostgreSQL to MongoDB can be straightforward and transformative with the right tools. The Relational Migrator simplifies the process by providing visual mapping, code generation, and snapshots migration capabilities. By following these steps and best practices, you can unlock scalability, flexibility, and improved performance for your applications. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more tutorials on modern data architectures and migration strategies. Drop your questions or comments below, and I will be happy to help.